Welcome to our guide on securing your computer data against threats and hazards. You know, we live in a world increasingly reliant on technology. It's awesome, don't get me wrong. But with all the good stuff we get to do online, it's like leaving a trail of digital breadcrumbs that anyone can follow. In today's digital age, protecting your data is more important than ever. We're talking about your personal information, your files, your photos, everything. It's like locking your front door, but on a digital level. Let's dive into some essential steps you can take to ensure your data stays safe and secure. Alright, let's talk passwords. I know, you've heard it a million times, but trust me on this one. Using a strong, unique password for each of your accounts is like having a lock that's nearly impossible to pick. Think of it this way. Your password is the gatekeeper to your digital kingdom. A weak password is like leaving the gate wide open with a welcome mat for hackers. Make sure your passwords are at least 12 characters long and include a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. And please, for the love of all that is good, don't use the same password for multiple accounts. That's like using the same key for your house, your car, and your secret candy stash. Okay, so you've got your super strong password set up, that's awesome, but we can take it a step further with multi-factor authentication, or MFA for short. Think of MFA as a trusty sidekick to your password. It's like having a two-factor authentication app or a physical security key. Even if someone gets their hands on your password, they still can't get into your account without that second factor. Trust me, setting up MFA is one of the best things you can do to protect your accounts. It's like having a bodyguard for your digital life. Okay, this one might seem a bit boring, but trust me, it's important. Keeping your software and systems up to date is like giving your computer a regular checkup. Updates often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities hackers could exploit. Think of it like this. Every time you ignore an update, you're basically leaving a window open for those pesky hackers to sneak in. So, do yourself a favor and enable automatic updates whenever possible. It's like having a security system that automatically updates itself to stay ahead of the bad guys. Let's talk about firewalls and antivirus software. Your first line of defense against those nasty digital threats lurking in the shadows of the internet. Think of a firewall as a security guard for your computer, checking everyone's ID at the door and only letting in those who belong. Antivirus software is like having a crack team of digital detectives, constantly scanning your system for any suspicious activity and kicking out any malware that tries to sneak past the firewall. Seriously, don't even think about going online without these two protecting your digital back. Your Wi-Fi network is like an extension of your digital home, so you gotta keep it secure. First things first, make sure you're using WPA3 encryption. It's like the Fort Knox of Wi-Fi security protocols. And hey, if you're on a public Wi-Fi network like at a coffee shop, be extra careful. It's like swimming in a public pool, you never know what's lurking beneath the surface. That's where a VPN comes in handy. A VPN is like a secret tunnel for your internet traffic, encrypting it and keeping your online activity private from prying eyes. Backups are like insurance for your data. You hope you never have to use them, but you'll be incredibly grateful if you ever need them. Imagine this, your computer crashes, taking all your precious files with it. But wait, you have backups. You can restore everything as if nothing happened. It's like hitting the rewind button on a disaster. So set up automatic backups to an external hard drive or a cloud storage service. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Alright, let's talk about phishing scams. These are sneaky attempts by hackers to trick you into giving up your personal information, like your passwords or credit card details. They'll often send you emails or text messages that look official, but they're actually designed to steal your info. It's like those scammy phone calls we all get, but in digital form. So, be careful about clicking on links in emails or messages from people you don't know, and never ever give out your personal information unless you're 100% sure you're dealing with a legitimate source. Access control is all about making sure that only the people who absolutely need access to your data have it. It's like having different levels of security clearance, kind of like in those spy movies. So if you're sharing your computer or devices with others, set up separate user accounts with limited privileges. And if you're a business owner, make sure you have clear policies in place about who has access to what data. We've talked about digital security, but don't forget about physical security too. It's like locking your front door. You don't want just anyone walking in and accessing your computer or devices. Make sure your computer and other devices are physically secure, especially if you're in a public place. Don't just leave your laptop unattended at a coffee shop, folks. It's like leaving your wallet on a park bench. An invitation for trouble. Encryption is like putting your data in a secret code that only you have the key to unlock. It's akin to having a secret language that only you and your intended recipient can understand. Make sure you're using strong encryption methods like AES 256 to protect your sensitive data. It's like having a super secret code that would make even the best code breakers scratch their heads. Endpoint protection is like having a personal bodyguard for each of your devices. It's a way to protect your devices from malware and other threats, even if they're not connected to your home or office network. Think of it like this. You wouldn't go out in public without wearing a mask these days, right? Well, endpoint protection is like a mask for your devices, protecting them from harmful digital germs. An incident response plan is like a fire drill for your data. It's a step-by-step guide on what to do if your data is ever compromised. Think of it like this. If a fire broke out in your home, you'd want to know exactly what to do to stay safe, right? Well, an incident response plan is like that, but for your data. It outlines the steps you need to take to contain the damage, recover your data, and prevent it from happening again. Okay, I know this one might not sound as exciting as some of the other topics we've covered, but it's important nonetheless. Depending on where you live and what kind of data you're dealing with, there might be specific laws and regulations you need to follow. It's like following the rules of the road. Nobody likes getting a speeding ticket, right? So, do your research, stay informed, and make sure you're in compliance with all applicable laws and regulations. So there you have it, 13 essential steps to bulletproof your data security. By following these steps, you can significantly reduce the risk of data breaches and other security threats. Remember, protecting your data is an ongoing process, not a one-time thing. Stay proactive and vigilant to protect your valuable information. Thanks for watching.